That's to be expected.
As always, I'm using a special
Aquafox, the release date is the
purposes.
28th of January
Here we go.
when we will get Byleth. By the way, since I assume you weren't there at the beginning, just lurking.
So, this is our new fighter, Byleth.
I will of course
Sadly,
play the
they're
female
lacking in
version.
mobility. It's
Obviously.
maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them. Throws are not their strong point either. Their grab lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon.
Distance demon.
The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Ah, okay.
They look like bones, and there's a reason for that. First, let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip. They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves. For their up smash attack,
Whoa!
they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air.
Reminds me of
For their up air attack,
Zero Suit
they'll wave the
Samus
whip sword overhead.
with her whip attack.
The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time. The up special move is really something. The sword extends like this,
Oh, that's
allowing
nice.
you to do things like this.
That's absolute. What? Ah, that's cool.
Pretty terrifying how I knocked
Wow.
you into the air with that attack. And in addition,
What? Hey, that's
you
that's
do awful
cool.
things like this.
Holy shit!
That said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
Okay, that's awesome.
Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful. You may find it helpful to mid-air dodge. I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges. So that's the up
Oh.
special.
Poor
Now
curbs,
for the
yes.
sideways inputs. This is Erdvar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology.
A real
First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach. Like so. Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right? If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it.
Oh,
Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here.
okay, that's what I call range.
Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger.
Ooh.
And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them. By the
Okay.
way, the tip of the lance is more powerful.
Ah,
The
yeah,
shaft part is
like
weaker.
with
So it's not
what's
suited
her
to
name?
close combat.
The other Fire Emblem character
It won't
with
deal
the
much damage,
dragon,
and it won't
dragon
launch
genes,
opponents
whatever.
far.
Where the tip of the spear
That's
was,
why, as a rule,
the strongest.
You want to hit with the blade part aimed upward. Or downward in this case. Next, the side special move. Byleth will simply swing the lance like this,
Just a tip.
but again, it has excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit.
What? What?
Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a little, like this.
Ooh, that's cool.
But as you'd expect, it can be easily shielded, so be careful.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it does have a
Use it
rather
in the air and
long
you'll carve out a
startup,
large
yes.
area.
Whoa!
Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach, but they lack verticality.
Okay.
So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the
Azarian.
downward inputs.
Ah, geht gut, geht gut.
For
Selber so?
these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir.
Das ist übrigens jetzt der neue 5.
It's named
Smash-Karte. Ist
after
mal
a
wieder ein
weapon
Fire
that
Emblem
appears in
Charakter.
Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack. It really is strong. You can try for a meteor effect with this attack. Next is the
My
down
boy
smash.
Bowser! Of course,
heavy
his name is
swing of the
Koopa.
axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down special, Byleth channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect,
Oh, that's cool. Super armor is always good.
which allows you to withstand an attack. Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time, it plays out like this. It's a bit slower
The
than
weapon
Falcon
to
Punch,
surpass
but
Metal
due to the
Gear.
super armor effect, you
To
have
surpass the
the
Falcon
advantage,
Punch.
unless
Oh.
you get grabbed.
Oh shit.
Another notable aspect is that it lets you pass through platforms. While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area. It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack. Also, you can turn around during the move. The swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction.
Wow.
Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move, it can be really effective when used against a group of opponents.
Oh, the two big buys.
Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little.
Oh, an AoE effect.
It's
Nice.
as if the quaking of the ground launches them. By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters. It hits
okay.
with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter.
36% just from the counter.
Next, you have the
Oh
neutral
shit.
moves. The bow you use is called Failnaught, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like it. It lets you spin the weapon around. It's also easy to create certain combos with it.
At least two new
And with the neutral
stages.
special, you'll let loose an arrow. It seems pretty straightforward, right? But there are a few noteworthy aspects to this bow. First, the biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button.
Oh, you can
You
fake
can
out
also change
practically.
direction while in the stance.
Oh, that's good.
It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash
Oh
a
shit.
powerful arrow that looks like a beam of light.
Ooh.
You can perform this move by keeping the button held down. You charge up power like so, charge a bit more, and then fire.
Wow.
But again, you'll need to take care when using this move. For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it. Not even with the shield button. In other words, you're committed to firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible.
Ouch.
Once you've entered the stance, you won't be able to do anything. Which means it's quite the risky attack to use
Okay,
against
high
fighters
risk,
who
high
have a
reward.
move with a
Yes,
reflector
okay.
effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents. So you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon.
Okay, the second stance you
Byleth's
can
final
change
smash
the
is called
direction.
Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version.
Oh, it does have some range. Oh, that's
As
the
you can
move from
see,
the
you
beginning of
team
the
up with
game.
Mysterious Sophis and launch an attack together. Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female.
Okay.
However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see, reminiscent of the house leaders.
Nice.
Those of you who played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to. The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier.
Nice.
And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story.
Ah, yeah.
Didn't we see this variation in the final Smash?
I saw this version in the cutscene they showed. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Stage time!
I'll introduce the stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery. This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral, all in one stage.
What? Four
It's the
places
type of
in one
stage that
stage?
rotates through different areas, such as these four.
Nice.
Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas. The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid. Not Dimitri,
with a
Dudu,
capital D.
or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one. There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things, but here you can break them, you see.
Oh, okay.
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right.
Okay. Will be extended. Okay.
I wonder where
That's
people
good.
will buy their supplies now. And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper. You often pass through this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is
Nothing to
possible
report.
thanks to this mysterious platform.
Oh.
Just when it seems like you've come to a stop, you'll come crashing back down. You've broken through the ceiling and slammed into the building.
Hello, best
And the
characters.
guests in the reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles.
Dorothea
Take
and
note,
Petra,
it's not
yes!
spelled Edelgard.
Ah.
They're from the Adrestian Empire.
If I had
And
played
as
this
such,
game,
they
this would be
embrace
my
their
house.
military might.
The Black Eagles. Oh.
Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals. You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down.
Boink.
However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though.
Oh, that's mean.
So, it's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go. I made it.
Oh.
And you can knock it down. Also, you can break this table. Like so. Just like the sign that reads Fudin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range.
Okay, next stage.
Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed.
Wow.
It's similar to the Bridge of Elden stage. The guests are from the Golden Deer, Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance.
Claude, the meme lord.
Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series.
Oh.
I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be
Slightly,
tough.
yes.
Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long path.
Must be a
Plain and
generic
simple.
Pegasus Knight
You can
then.
expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen.
Wow.
You could also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits the golden deer perfectly.
Yeah, Claude was the bow user. Oh. Bams.
The last area is the cathedral, only with some platforms you can pass through.
Oh, with a holy
The
light.
guests appearing in the cathedral are Sedith, Flayn, and Rhea. There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flayn. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Rhea
All
is a
three have
badass with
character
the
quirks
sword.
related to their true identities. I feel that Flayn might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that. This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms. Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged.
Oh, and the platforms
It'll cycle
move.
through each location in about 2.5 minutes.